And here we are, back in my garage. Next episode. Skyline. Bricklaying things going on. Yeah, today's video I'm going to try and change the passenger seat, because obviously when I got the car I got the same seat that's in the driver's seat spare. I prefer matching seats. I'm not a big fan of the seats, but I'd rather have matching seats. So I've pulled the car out the garage. It does need a good wash, but I'm obviously, last video was me washing it, so I'm not going to show you that again. But we'll crack on with the seat and see how we get on. Knowing me, things aren't going to go smoothly. Yeah, and then maybe have a bit of a tidy up in here. I also have some news on that. Some very exciting news. So the idea is that I want the same seat as, take this one out. From what I can gather, that rail there has to go, that one there, not that one there, has to go onto the base of the other runners that I've got. Whether that's going to be a plain sailing job, I don't know. Another thing that I'm going to be doing while I've got the seat out, there's another job that I want to tackle. It's got like a Dulux, I believe it's a Dulux strengthening brace, like half cage kind of thing. Unfortunately it's a polished effect, and obviously there's been some moisture that's got in somewhere because the cage itself is starting to rust. So I know, looks terrible, but I'm going to try and pull the cage out and see if I've got the skill to get it at least, you know. I will be honest, I'm not bothered about it being a mirror finish. I actually prefer the look of a brushed aluminium. It's kind of similar to what my wheels are. Similar to that effect. I prefer that kind of look as opposed to a mirror finish. So yeah, I've got a whole bunch of wet and dry, all the way up to 2,500 I think. The reason why I'm starting to get this car spruced up is I've got something planned in the next month. I am pretty excited for this, and that is Japfest, and it's at Silverstone. If you're a car guy, a car fan, not really a car guy, but yeah, that sounded like sexist. If you like cars, and especially Japanese cars, you'll know about Japfest, because Japfest is obviously the biggest show in Europe, where literally thousands of cars, never mind the people, it's thousands of cars that go along. I am booked on to be on the Skyline Owners Forum stand. There's many Skyline stands, so that's the actual name, Skyline Owners Forum. It's the first time on stand with them, and I am genuinely really excited over this. I do have my own club, Kuruma UK. I didn't really get, it's a small club, let's be honest. I didn't get much feedback, or what's the word I'm looking for? There's a word I'm looking for and I can't think of it. Response. Yeah, I didn't get much of a response when I put the feelers out there to see if anybody wanted to go on the Kuruma stand. Hey ho, it's one of them things. I've been welcomed by a couple of the members there that obviously have the same kind of cars, and I'm more excited because I'm going to be with like-minded people with like-minded cars, the cars that I can relate to, and cars that I can genuinely and wholeheartedly appreciate, because I know what they cost and I know what people go through to keep these cars on the road. Because they might be 25 years old and they might be slow in today's age in a standard form, but they cost a hell of a lot of money. Unfortunately, that's the Skyline tax because of the reputation that they've got. Annoying, I know, but hey, it's the Japanese Ford Mondeo, they say. Let's crack on with getting that seat out. See how far I get. First bolt, here we go. God damn it. Got a whole bunch of crap in here. Got a lid with that's off a Cooper S. One of the reasons why I took it off is because I didn't like the S. Anyway, can go in a collection of junk. Pass. You haven't leaked anywhere, have you? Automatic transmission fluid. This is definitely not an automatic, so what the hell would have I had that for? Oh, power steering fluid. Yes, because on the way home it decided to give me problems, didn't it? With power steering. That's right. hell is this? There's a bracket under there. What the hell is that? That's a fancy bracket. I'll keep that handy. Could come into... God. Right, if we can get these... I need to neaten that up as well. I know that nobody's going to see that, but that'll do my head in. Alright, let's pull these mats out. They need a... Could do with a quick wash as well. Pull that out as well. Pass. Bin. Right. Try and loosen this off. Trying to do it one-handed, like, you know, I watch so many videos where people say, oh, I'm trying to do this one-handed, yeah. And I think, yeah, just crack on. And I'm now trying to do it one-handed and I'm... Right, so I need to get... There's a bolt there and a bolt there. And that looks considerably bigger than a 14mm. So I'm going to try a 15. Nope, it's bigger than a 15. We're going to try a 17. Oh, we're in the money. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, they're a tight old girl. Oh. A moment of truth. Seats out. Probably best I give it a hoover. Oh, right, I'm gonna go and get the other seat. What I can gather is those rails need to come. Alright. Those rails need to come onto there. Just a bit of bloody Simbi. Simbi is an African term for metal piece. Or piece of metal, you know? A piece of metal. So one rail onto the other side. Spin it over. Right, we need to remember why are there two mounting holes? I wonder if that's got something to do with that seat. Well, that's a bit stupid. How the hell are you supposed to get that bolt out? Oh, never. What the hell? They never make anything easy, do they? Don't pull that apart. Right, one seat free of being a Nissan passenger seat. You can go back. I really like this seat. I do really like this seat because this seat has bride material. Obviously the previous owner had this custom made and I really like it. It's obviously faded a lot quite from the sun. Does anybody know what that is? In Africa they get probably about 10 times the size of that, and we call them a chongololo, and I'm not taking the mick. Yeah, it curls up, yeah, chongololos, but that's tiny. That is tiny. In Africa we get those 10 times the size of them. Next up I want to have a look at how to get the cage out. Now that we can get into the back of this thing. Oh. Right, that there is a separate thing, it just bolts into the sides, but this is the main thing that I want to try and pull out because it's literally rusted all over the place. It's a shame, like, because it's pretty cool. Because it bolts at the back, that means the seats are going to have to come out. So you know when you start a job and you think, I shouldn't start with this? Right, so I've decided that I'm going to actually try and rub it down. I've got a bit of 1500 grit, wet and dry. I'm just going to rub it off, see how that comes up. Like I've said before, I don't want a high mirror finish kind of finish to it. Too many finishes. I'd rather just have it like a brushed aluminium. Yeah, so I've decided to protect the back of the car with, I'm using my Nana's pillar slips. I'm such a bad grandchild. Well, I've started off with the 1500. Don't know how well you can see that. Let's get rid of that. 1500. It's starting to make it, but I think I'm probably actually going to go to 1000. I've actually decided to use 600. It seems to be a lot more effective, and it does give me that brushed aluminium look. Still going to be a bit of elbow grease to try and get all of the deeper patches out, but a little bit of perseverance and I think we will win. Should have got warm water, my hands are freezing. Yes, I know, ideally this cage needs to be pulled out, and it probably needs going over with like a DA to get a perfect finish, but I'm not after perfection, I'm just after less rust. So I've been hard at work and it's harder than I expected. The cage is going to have to come out. It's an improvement on what it was. I've probably been here about an hour. Yeah, so I'm never going to get this up to where it's 100% just brushed aluminium. Unfortunately, I didn't realize it was going to be as pitted as it is, and it is quite pitted. So I've concentrated mainly on the outside bits that you're going to see when you open the doors, but the rest of the cage, to get it properly and to get all the pit marks away from it, it's going to have to come out, and that's going to be a later date because I'm running out of time. Also, it doesn't look like the weather's on my side. I'm going to give the car a quick wash because I haven't washed it yet. And there's another job. Oh yeah, there's another job that I want to do, and that's the towing eye that's on the back of the car. Not my kind of thing, so I want to take that off. So we're going to crack on with that now before I give it a wash. That's the towing eye I want to take off. Not my kind of thing, and to me that should sit level. So the only thing I'm worried about is obviously they've cut the bumper for that to clear. I hope that's not going to be too noticeable once I pull it off. But yeah, I'm going to pull this off and see what we're at. Well, I thought I'd give you an update. I've changed my top because it got quite cold. I kind of given up with the roll cage because the roll cage it definitely needs to come out to get it like with all the pit marks out. While I'm at it, I might as well give you an update on this car. I've been saying for a couple of videos now, or a few videos now, that I have a whole bunch of parts ready to go on this car. That if you follow me on Instagram as well, you'll notice that months ago I updated that the bottom end was built, the top end was done, stuff like that, and it's been in that stage for a while. There's been a lot of miscommunication, sometimes my fault. It kind of came to a halt, the whole build. I have been in touch with MB Motorsport and we've come up with a date to get that car with its engine in, able to start with a key. I'm not saying it's going to be mapped. It won't be mapped, but at least we can get it to idle, if anything. And that is the 20th of April. That is the deadline that we've got. I have a lot on my shoulders at the hell's that noise? I have a lot on my shoulders. Not only am I trying to get this back on the road, not only am I trying to get this Skyline up to scratch for Japfest, I'm also trying to get the GTO sorted out. Busy couple of months. But some good news for this car. It seems I have to do some more work. Because it's a fixed bucket seat, I physically can't fit it in the cab with the rails on. Oh, fuck. How stupid can I be sometimes? God. Right, so I'm going to wrap the video up there. I managed to get the seat in, but what an absolute ball ache. It started to rain after I've just washed the car. I've pulled out all the mats because I'm going to get them a good clean, but the seat is in. And I had a problem with this sticking out the door, so to get that way, I've had to put a whole bunch of washers underneath to try and level it out. It's taken me hours. So I'm fed up, my back's broken from the amount of times that I've pulled that in and out. But I'm going to put the car back in because it's bloody started raining. So yeah, sorry I didn't keep you updated with that, but the seat is in, and when the weather improves I will give a closer look to it, but the seat is in.